What's going on, guys? This is Aussie Van Man. How y'all doing today? I had a bit of a slow wake up this morning. It's actually 9:40 right now. Was up around 8:20, 8:40, something around there. So I've been awake for a few hours. I took my time getting up. Had a banana. Checked the trail cam. As you can see, we did get our first squirrel on the picnic table, but it rained really heavy last night. And even though my camera was under the car, I guess because of the condensation, my camera ended up with water all over the lens, so a little bit blurry, unfortunately. But I put my trail cam back out in the woods today with the picnic table, see if we can get something out there. Just finished my morning exercise routine that I've started. I've lost a lot of weight these last few years, but now I'm focusing on trying to tone up a bit and bodybuild a bit. Not bodybuild, but I'm getting back into weightlifting and fitness and stuff like that. So did my push-ups and sit-ups this morning. Now I'm hungry. Something a bit more than a banana. I'm not going to go for a healthy route today. I think I'm going to do a grilled cheese. Or we could, I do have the ingredients to do that Elvis sandwich. So I'm actually thinking about that Elvis sandwich maybe. Alright, we'll check back in when I decide what it is I want to eat. But I'm hungry, so I know I gotta eat soon. Alright, so I've opted for the Elvis sandwich. I'm feeling like something greasy and high calorie. I'm sure I'll burn it off, so that's not a problem for me. Alright. So first things first, you got the bacon in the air fryer. I'm going to cook this outside so I don't heat up my van too much. Then of course we butter the bread. I found some not super thick, but some thick-ish kind of Italian bread that I think should work good for this. I've got some butter out softening so I can spread that on there. And then, oh my god, the flies are killing me. Then we go on with peanut butter, banana, layer the bacon in, and fry it on a skillet. Fry it on a pan, and we should be good to go. See how much bacon we have. I'm going to try to go for 2 sandwiches. That should fill me up for a good while. So I don't plan on cooking again until this afternoon. I think we're going to do beans. We're going to do the beans recipe. And I've got some Italian sausages that I'm going to put in it for the protein. So that will be good. Cook that later. I have a couple of products I got to check out. I think we'll do one of them today. And I would like to go for a hike later. What is that? It's a turn signal bulb just laying in the grass out here randomly. Yeah, so I don't know, we might go for a hike. I don't know which way. I've hiked this area in particular quite a bit already, so I know this area quite well. Maybe up over the hill. I haven't done that area as much, and there's a lot of like ranching, fencing and stuff out that way. Yeah, this wasn't the spot that I picked. I was going to go back to my squirrel spot, so I wanted to test the new picnic table out on my little friendly squirrels that were running around my feet a few weeks ago, and I was hoping to finally get them to hand feed from me, but we'll Someone was in the camp, a hunter was in the camp. He had his setup all there. So that was a no-go, unfortunately. So we headed back here because I knew this spot was open. And it is a good spot. It has fairly good reception, not too much trees. There's a few breaks in the trees here where I can get starlink through the woods here. If you can see here, my starlink's pointing right up through that gap just through there. So I get good starlink. I get good solar right in the middle here. And there's tons of shade, as you can see. There's lots of trees over here. So it is a popular spot. Usually it's taken, but I guess things are starting to wind down. It's starting to cool down up here. But for me, now's the perfect time to be up here. Like, the nights are nice and cool. The days are nice and sunny, but not too hot. Like, now is the prime time, in my opinion, to be up here. But because it's cooling down more in Phoenix, people are like, I don't want to go up there. I don't know. Too many people being lazy these days. You know, why hang out in the heat in Phoenix when you could be up here in this beautiful part of the country? I feel so refreshed out here. Like right now, I think it's like 62 degrees out here, and I'm like, oh, just so nice. And if I get too cold in the shade, I step in the sun, it's instantly warm again. So, all right. Well, we'll check back when we start putting this sandwich together. We'll make do. Oh, this is gonna be good, guys. I can't wait. More than that. We want more. Oh, no. Dang it. No. Don't have as much banana as I did. Why am I saying banana? I'm talking like American now. It's banana. It's a banana, guys. Not banana. Alright. On with the bacon. Ooh, ay, that's hot. Alright. We're frying. Heck yeah. I'm excited, guys. Alright, I just flipped them. Perfectly nice and toasted on the other side. Just toasting the final side, and we're good to go. I'm excited, guys. Probably should have put peanut butter on both sides though. It would stuck it together nicely. And just created that nice gooey peanut butter layer over everything. Alright, so I've decided to escape the gnats and eat it in here in the van. I don't know why there's so many gnats, probably because of the rain, I'm guessing. But yeah, there's a lot of them out there. Alright, looks pretty good. Again, yeah, like I said, probably more peanut butter. I didn't put it on too thick. Yeah, more peanut butter it needs, but still good. Banana, peanut butter, and bacon. Who would ever thought that works? This might be like my favorite sandwich for a while. Alright guys, it is hiking time. Oh, the clouds are kind of clearing up, so maybe just not worry about that then. Now, I don't want to go to all the areas I've been before, although I have been up this hill before. But up past this hill is where I've least explored out this way, so that's the way I want to go. It's a little bit more interesting up there too, so let's see if we can come across. I locked my van up. I did leave my trail cam out. I'm hoping the fact that my van's there, people won't come into my camp and take my things. So risk we take, I guess. But I want the squirrels to come by the trail cam. That's why I left it out. So, Ooh, it's quite wet in the grass out here. It really hammered down this morning. I think it was like around 6-ish. It was still dark, but kind of starting to get some light. And I was really tired, so all the rain did was put me back to sleep. It woke me up at first, and then it put me back to sleep because it was relaxing. Yeah, it was hammering down though. It's good though, we need it. We definitely need the rain in Arizona right now. Oh man, yes, it's looking good up here. I'm liking this. Look at this, guys. That's where we're going. Up into these woods. Alright, I'm gonna take a little drink once I get into these woods into some shade. Alright, we are in the woods. I just stopped for a drink, and now we're up here. We have this cattle fence, which is pretty squashed, so we have plenty of ways to cross it. There's holes in the fence up there, but since this tree fell down, I may as well just cross here, and we'll go up onto the top. Oh, I slipped. Now there's this old road here with a cattle grate on it. As you can see, some people have put some boulders on it because they don't want ATVs or anyone driving down here anymore. It's supposed to be shut down. As you can see, somebody didn't like that idea, and they tried to move one of the boulders to get through. But as you can see, there's a ton of trees down on the tracks down there. So yeah, that didn't work for them. Now last time I was up here, I was looking for geocaches. I did find all the geocaches up here, so I'm not going to look for those geocaches again. There are more geocaches in this larger area. Too far for me to walk right now. If I had my e-bike here, well actually I got another e-bike coming, so I'm going to be reviewing another e-bike in the next few weeks. So we may do a geocache day on that. It could be fun. Alright. Let's go up the top here, see what we can get into. Alrighty. So we're up the top is like a little flat plateau up here, and it starts slowly peeling back down this way. I vaguely remember being up here last time, although I went that way. I don't think I went down this way, or I might have come down this way partially, but it's been many years. I think it's been 3 years since I come up here, and yeah, I think it was in June during the TT Isle of Man back then. Yeah, was it June or I feel like it was June or July. No, TT's on in June, so it must have been June. Alright. Whew. It's not really hot, but doing all this walking and then having the sun on you kind of makes you sweat a bit. But the weather's actually pretty nice. I think my weather station was saying it was 72 outside my van. That's pretty good. It's pretty good weather. Kind of ask for better weather. It's going to be cooling down even quicker here soon. In fact, next week in Phoenix, it's going to be under 100 apparently. So, you know, it's still warm, but man, anything that's not 118, I'll take it. Under 100, I can cheer about that. Alright. I have been trying to figure out where I'm going to go for my vacation. I've booked a week's vacation in early October, but I have absolutely no idea where I want to go yet. I thought about Northern Cali, Southern Oregon, depending on how much time I have. But I just don't know. Money's like a bit of a struggle right now. I know gas is really expensive over there. So then I thought about maybe South Dakota. I think I'd really like to do South Dakota finally. So that's a very long drive also. So I got to think about mileage and gas that way as well. So I'm really up and down about it. I don't know. Early October. I don't want to go back to Colorado because I think I've done enough of Colorado for this year. I really just want to go somewhere different, somewhere new. And I think with the time that I'll have, those might be my two options. Northern Cali or South Dakota. Two areas I've been really wanting to go to. And might be close enough for me to be able to do that. We'll see. Alrighty. This is definitely the deepest I've ever gone out this way before. It's pretty cool. There's like these random clearings like this with this massive tree. This thing towers over everything out here. A nice little clearing here. I'm seeing what was old dry creek beds that I just passed that don't look like they carry water anymore down the hill there. It's very interesting how the landscape changes over the years. Gonna keep going. No idea, I'm just going straight. At least I think I'm going straight through the woods. I know when I turn back I'll just go straight the other way back, and I'll probably pop out somewhere near camp. That's my reasoning for that. But yeah, it's kind of cool. Again, another reason why I like off-trail hiking. You get to see all those things other people aren't seeing, or seeing old things for the first time since maybe the 50s or longer. You know, I love finding old cars dumped way out in the forest, especially if they're really old. It's really cool. Old logging relics, old mining relics, all that stuff is awesome. Haven't found too much out here though, other than the old stumps that are left behind from the old logging days. So this is another reason why I like this new DJI mic setup I got. I can be walking off in the distance getting a B-roll shot like this, literally talking to you guys while I'm walking. Of course I'm gonna have to turn around and run back and get the camera, but still pretty cool. And it has like a pretty long range from what I hear. It has a severely long range, more than I need to use. But yeah, where is my camera? I don't know, I think that way. Oh, down that way. Okay, there's my camera. Okay, so yeah, pretty cool that I can do that. Oh, another thing, I did find the Holy Stone lavalier mic that I couldn't find all this time. I finally found it after I got my DJI one. And honestly, the DJI one wasn't much more expensive. Actually, it was cheaper because I got mine second hand. I only got the single mic one instead of the duo mic one. So it was actually cheaper than the Holy Stone and better quality. So I may end up giving the Holy Stone to a friend or another YouTuber or something like that, and I'll just keep my DJI one. Definitely love it. This is the DJI mini mic. Not quite as good as the I think it's called the Mic 2 or something like that, but it's good enough for me. I've tested it and I love the sound quality. I may have to put one of those little fuzzy things on there because it's quite windy out here. I'm sure that it's picking it up. It has auto kind of voice isolation in there, but when it's really windy you'll still hear that noise. So I may have to put that little fuzzy thing on. Keep forgetting about that. Alright, here's one of those things I was talking about. See how thick the trees used to be through here? Clearly you're not finding trees that thick anymore out here. You know, we got the newer old growth and stuff like that, but that's how thick the trees used to be out here. This is one of those old logging relics I'm telling you about. I don't know how old this has been sitting out here. Probably by the looks of how rotten it is, at least, I don't know, I'm thinking at least back to the 50s. But yeah, all these old bits that they cut off that I guess they weren't happy with, or they were too thick maybe to move, I don't know. But here's another one. All these old stumps from trees they've cut down all through here. Very old logging all through here. Now I know of some camps way, a couple of, probably like 3 miles up that way, and I've been to them, the old logging China camps, where all the Chinese workers were camped out, and there's even an old crushed car out there. There's old steel lines where they'd haul the stuff in and out with. A lot of cool relics out there, and the old rail lines that ran through there. But I'm not going to go there because that's way too far to hike today. I'd spend the whole day doing that. In fact, last time I did that, I did this hike, got the geocaches in this area, then I hiked all the way up there. Took hours, took the whole day, and I was absolutely dead by the time I got back to camp. I was exhausted, my legs were cramping. Pretty big day, and it was in the middle of summer too, so that was wild. I don't know why I did that, but I did it. Wow, it's beautiful out here. Take a look, guys. Oh my god. All this new pine growth through here. I think, what are these? Are these alligator junipers? Or some sort of juniper? I don't know. Pretty cool. They're all growing through this area too. And we've got these big random clearings. I think they're not from the logging. I mean, parts of this was all logged out. But we had new growth and all these down trees here. I think they're all from a wildfire. There's a ton of burnt old dead trees that died from a wildfire out here. I think that's how we ended up with all this clearing here. Alright, so I'm on my way back now. Taking a different route back. See if we can find our way back home. I wasn't really paying attention, but I'm going in a general direction. I know eventually I'm going to run into that road that we went over. So I know I'll be fine. Once I make my way to that road, I'll be able to figure out how far along that road is, or where I'm at on that road. Oh, I know where I'm all. Okay, I know where I'm at. This big bunch of junipers here. I walked past that earlier, so I've ended up veering back across my old trail. So I know exactly where I am. I know exactly where I am right now, so I guess I'll just follow this way back then. I was going to go a different way, but since I'm here, I'll just follow this back. Okay, I found where the logging road connects. This again here is an old logging road. You wouldn't be able to tell, it's so old and overgrown. You can see where the trees are kind of split a bit, rocks are parted, indentation wide enough for a small truck coming through here. And it goes down this way and actually turns to the left and starts going down that way. Very cool. Probably hasn't been used in about 75 years or more. So I was dwelling on, remember a few videos back, how I found that burnt found that burnt golf ball way out in the middle of nowhere in the forest, where there's no way someone would have been hitting it out there. I figured it out, guys. I know for a fact coyotes and foxes like to take little toys, little trinkets. So I think someone hit that golf ball out at a campsite somewhere and just off into the woods. Then a fox or a coyote grabbed it, was playing with it, drug it all the way back there into the forest. At some point dropped it and left it there. And then the fires come through, partially burnt it. Then I come through and found it. That's pretty cool. It was bugging me for a while, and I'm like, wait a second, coyotes and foxes are always stealing things. So I bet that's what it was. Alright, we made it back to the road. I was a little bit further off course down that way, only by a couple of 100 feet. We'll walk back up here. There's the tree down on the fence. Pick my can up on the way back to camp. And have a little sit down and a breathe to cool off a bit. Alright, so I just had a bad realization. I didn't bring my Instant Pot. I actually put the Instant Pot back at work. And I forgot to bring it back out with me. So no beans. I could cook it in a pot, a regular pot, but I really don't want to do that. The Instant Pot cooks everything much quicker, much better. Gets all the flavors going way better. So yeah, we're not doing beans this weekend. Now I gotta figure out what I am gonna do tonight. I don't know. My other problem is the other meal I had prepared needed to be cooked in the Instant Pot too, partially. I'm gonna have to try cook it partially in the air fryer, maybe in the pot. I don't know. Dang, I don't know, man. I don't know how they're gonna turn out without giving them a pressure cook. Man, that really messes me up. I may have to do like a mountain house meal. I mean, I got ramen and stuff, but I already did that the other week. I don't feel like doing any of that stuff. Oh man. Alright, time for a shave. Got my shirt off. Nothing crazy. I'm not doing anything wild. Just gonna have a shave. Alright, we'll be back when we finish with the shave. Alright guys, we are freshly shaven, all nice and clean. Yes, yes. Alright, we've decided, I figured out what I'm going to do for dinner tonight. I'm going to do better white rice with Korean short ribs on top. I'm going to air fry the short ribs. I was going to pressure cook and then air fry them, but apparently I can just air fry them and they should still turn out okay. So that's what we're going to do. Now, we just put in about half a cup of rice in there, some water to match. And we're gonna pot cook the rice. I prefer to cook my rice these days in an Instant Pot because you can't really go wrong with it. Whereas with the pot, you can definitely burn the heck out of the rice or overcook it. So I will turn the heat down now because I've got it on full. And we're just gonna bring that to a boil, and hopefully I don't burn the rice. Last time I hand cooked rice, it actually turned out perfect. It had a slight crunch on the bottom, and that's actually good. I kind of like a slight crunch on the bottom, but didn't burn it. So half this rice I'm going to use for the ribs tonight, and tomorrow I'm going to save the rice and cook like a stir-fry fried rice type meal tomorrow. And I'm going to have to use, I brought those sausages out to cook in the beans. That's not going to happen, so I'll have to cook those at work during the week. Maybe we'll do beans next week or something, I don't know. Yeah, a little bit of a flunk on that one. My bad, I wasn't using my brain, wasn't remembering things, but that happens sometimes. Sometimes you're not always prepared. You're in the middle of the forest. You think you got everything you need, and then boom, you don't have everything you need. You're stuck in the forest. What do? You just work with what you got, and that's what we're doing today. So I think we're still going to come out with a really nice meal. Okay, rice is pretty much cooked by the looks of it. I'll just double check. And we got to set the air fryer up and start cooking off the short ribs. I never cooked short ribs before, so we'll see how we go. Hopefully the air fryer does the trick. Problem is my air fryer is tiny. They're not going to fit in there too well. I'm going to have to cut them up and do lots of them. So it's going to take a lot of power and a lot of time. So, dang. But I think they'll turn out good. Alright, time to cook the short ribs. I'm going to, instead of using the power on my van, I'm going to use the power station I got here. It's fully charged, so I may as well use it. Cook outside with it. There's our Browie. Let's turn her on. This one, I see. Okay. And it's on. And we're going to section these ribs up first. Section up the ribs, or at least enough to put into the tray. This could get messy. This will get messy. 100%. These things have been soaking in the Korean barbecue sauce. Okay. Just section up however I can. Lay the bottom with that. So I don't think I'm going to get more than one slice of rib in there. A little bit more. I got a little tiny bit of room in there. One more piece, I think. It's going to take a while to cook. I think it says when I was googling how long I want to cook short ribs in an air fryer, I think it said about 15 minutes. So I don't know about that. I'm thinking more 20 minutes. There's a lot of fat on at least these ones that I need to render down or cut off. I'll cook as much of it down as I can. There we go. Alright. Oh, there we go. I was about to say this is about to go off. Just in time. Alright. We got the rice here. And this first lot we're gonna go ahead and call that dinner. Oh my god, look at that, guys. Oh my god. That looks so good. Oh, I'm excited about this. Let's put that straight on the rice. Look at those juices running onto the rice. Mmm. Oh, it smells delightful. That Korean barbecue sauce is going to be so good with this. I know it. I know it. Okay. Oh, yes. There we go. That's going to be dinner for me right there. Okay, we're still got a lot to cook off, and we're gonna save that for later. We have more rice that I cooked, so I can always have leftovers. So let's go ahead, stack those in, and cook all the rest of them off. There you go, guys. On the go meal. Didn't take a lot of prep. I did, marinate these overnight, but yeah, super quick and easy. Just a bit of plain basmati rice, some short ribs marinated. You can do anything out in the forest. Oh. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Ooh, that is really good. Only thing is, not so much of the sauce is rolling off of it onto the rice. So I think maybe a little bit of soy sauce on the rice would have been nice. I don't have any of that with me. Oh, maybe. No. Can't remember. Anyway, I'm just going to eat it as is. But oh my god, those short ribs are cooked to perfection. You really don't need to cook them in the Instant Pot. They're tender enough as it is with all that fat on them. Oh, got a bit of chewy fat there. Oh, the flavor. Alright, I'm gonna enjoy this. And then it's getting pretty late in the evening, and I think we're around 4 o'clock-ish. In about an hour I'm gonna probably crack a beer, have some drinks, probably have a party tonight, all by myself. I don't care. That's why I got the setup I got, so I can party, whether it's with people or not. Alright, so we'll show you a bit of B-roll of the party, and lead on out into the next video. We'll see you on the next video, whenever that is. Hopefully you're all... Oh my god. Crispy. Hopefully you're all out adventuring or watching my adventures from the couch, whatever it is you're doing. Hope you're having a good week out there. Till next time, this is Aussie Van Man. We'll see you later. What's going on here?